Try this one more time, mofo. See if we get censored. I'm watching. Yesterday we had a little bit of a problem with the stream cutting out, but we'll try again. Today there's nothing obstructing. There's nothing fishy in the title. The title is Squeaky Clean. We got a squeaky clean title today. What's up, everybody? Good morning, everybody. Marcus Conte reporting. Basketball, anybody? Nah, man, they took the fucking hoops down, you heard? They cut those mofos down here in New York City, man. That shit is crazy, man. You saw that shit this morning, man? I'm minding my own goddamn business. Minding my own goddamn business, man. I wasn't looking for that. It's just walking by, right? I was just walking by doing my thing, you know what I mean? Like, just exercising. Hold on a second. And this guy, there they were in the park. There they were in their park with their wrenches out. The guy took offense, right? He was offended. He was offended by what I was doing, right? So I want to talk a little bit about what I was talking about yesterday, which is the food-drug interaction, drug-drug interaction, and the insane anomalies in the death count of COVID, the flu, the Jew flu, right? That's going around. That's killing people, right? I don't even know if you could say it again, right? I'm still watching. I almost said most of the word, and I'm still here, so I guess that's a good thing. So we're gonna. I just want to look at some of that because it is my professional estimation from being a healthcare worker that there are food-drug interactions. There are drug interactions, and it seems that a lot of the people that are dying are very similar to the people that died during the AIDS scare, when everybody was so frightened that they were going to catch AIDS. They were going to catch it. They didn't know how. They were just going to catch it. It's the same hysteria, same mania going on right now. It's not to minimize what it is. Again, I've always said that I'm not a conspiracy kook. I don't believe that it's fake. I believe that it's opportunism right now, where the oligarchy is piling on top of a very bad situation for people, looking for an opportunity to capitalize down the road by choking small business. Not just here, but all around the world, because that's what they do. They're going to take the 10 trillion large that they stole from the U.S. government to stimulate our economy, and they're going to stimulate their own corporations and start to, basically go shopping for bargains. I do a little of bargain hunting myself. I buy. Sometimes I'll buy guitar amps, guitars, guitar pedals, and I'll flip them. I'll buy them cheap, and then I'll flip them for a higher price. But I right now I am looking. It used to be called a crackhead special. Now it's the everybody special because people don't have money. People are choking right now. They're in their houses. They're fucking on the balls of their ass. Right? It's only going to get worse. Excuse me. It's only going to get worse, right? And people are hurting right now. And so Conte to the rescue, right? I'm going to give you some liquidity. You need some liquidity, and you want to sell that Fender amp. You got a Fender Stratocaster or a Telecaster or a nice fucking Mesa Boogie amplifier, something good, something that's good, and you wanted to give it a good home, and you need a couple of dollars. Give me a call, man. I'm here for you, man. I am here. I am here for you. So this morning, right? Look at this idiot. They're going to sue me! I'm going to sue you! This is what's going on, man. Taking down the hoop. I gave these guys a hard time. Cutting down the hoop so that you don't play socially. No more exercise for you. No more exercise. I was just walking around. It was like 8 o'clock in the morning, maybe 7:30, 8 a.m. A couple more screws. They're doing it when nobody's looking. All right, they're out there chopping down fucking basketball hoops. 2 more screws and we got it off. All right. It's calling his boss. Stop for a phone call. Stop for a phone call on city time. There we go. I really didn't mean to give these guys a hard time. Stop for a phone call on city time. That's okay. So good morning, everybody. Good morning, Jesse Snipes. Kingfish.
I used to work for the
Kingfish,
city, you know.
Pro Frida,
I know all the
Vinny
rules.
DiMartini is in the house. Jason Walsh,
Good,
Carol
get him.
Hayes, Carol
Get him, maybe
Hayes,
he'll answer simple questions.
Andy Garcia. Guy changes.
Love to have you supervisor here.
Guy's threatening me with supervising. Like I give a shit. It's beautiful, isn't it? You know what it is? Those are old nuts.
Outstanding work.
Those are
Outstanding
old
work by the
screws
gentleman.
that they're taking down from the basketball. This is a disgrace. I mean, it's funny and all, but it's a disgrace to watch. If you don't know what I'm watching, watch the video I put up about a half an hour ago, and I'm out there walking, and Cuomo orders basketball hoops to be taken down. I think. Watch what forceful social distancing looks like in the new police state of New York. What next? The toilet bowls. They're gonna, you know, it's just like at one point it was voluntary. Now it's not voluntary
And I
anymore.
think we
You
got
can't,
it.
you know, you fucking kids sneaking
I think
under
the
the
hoop is-
under the
the hoop is
fence to
coming
play
down.
hoop. So anyway, man.
The ba-
So it's a crazy thing. I want to talk one other thing, right? Joe Rogan. I want to get this out of the way. I was trying to do this yesterday. How we doing? No buffering. We're looking good. We are looking good. No interference. No interference. Welcome. Enter, O seekers of knowledge. Maybe we can have a decent stream today without getting fucked and fucked over, right? So we're doing good so far. We are doing good. We're doing good, man. There's no illegality to that, by the way. There's absolutely to film people. Know your rights. Be respectful. The guy's nervous. The guy, I sensed also that he was embarrassed because he knows what he's doing is fucked up. Right? This is what happens in a police state. People do things that are fucked up. Right? And they do it and they say, well, I don't know, it's just that's my job. I'm doing my job. I don't know. What are you doing? That's the same thing that the concentration camp officers said as they pushed the Jews into the oven. And other crazy kind of war crimes. Where you say, oh no, I'm just taking orders. No, this is my orders. I know it's fucked up, but I got to do it. Right? No, at what point? See, that's scary because at what point do people not follow orders and say, you know what? I mean, that was my situation. That was my experience as a sanitation enforcement agent. There was an illegal quota in the city. And they would say, well, it's just your job. Just write 10 tickets a day. But that's a fucking quota. It's illegal. And it's illegal for a reason because it forces the officers to do things that are not necessarily there. They need to get that 10 ticket quota because if they go back to the police station without their 10 tickets, they're going to get screamed at and they're going to get reprimanded and they're going to get a shit car the next day and they're going to get a broken radio and they're going to get laughed at and they're going to get humiliated and docked and written up if they don't do what they're told to do. And that was what I experienced, and I just said, fuck you. You're not gonna force me to break the law. I'm gonna fucking break your balls, and I'm gonna record you. So I mean, what I'm saying is, these guys are probably nice family guys. They're not. The guy didn't come out there to. He's embarrassed. I'm filming him chopping down the basketball hoop, and the guy is fucking embarrassed. Right? He's humiliated, right? And you really can't see his face, but I mean, if he steps it up, we'll step it up. I have no problem with that shit, right? I don't think Cuomo is a scumbag. I think Cuomo is an opportunist. All along, what people don't realize about Cuomo is he just cut like $9 billion in Medicare, Medicaid benefits in New York. The unemployment situation is ridiculous. You still can't get through. You can file online, and then they tell you, oh, you have to call. You have to call the claims office. And then when you call, you can't get through. I mean, I haven't met anybody or seen a video of anybody who's gotten through to complete their claim. You must complete your claim by calling. And you get through sometimes, and what you get is an automated system that takes all your information and it dumps you at the end and says you have to call back. So unemployment shit off the table. No one's gotten a stimulus package. I thought 3 weeks because we're over the curve. We got to choke people a little more, right? So that was my point with this video this morning with this guy chopping down a hoop. He's not a bad guy, but he's following orders, and that becomes scary in a police state where people just start doing things. The police will be told to break people up. They're just doing what they're told, right? They're following orders. That's fucked up. So, good morning, Sterling Price in the house, Miss Chicago in the house, Carol Hayes hanging in there, C-D-N-T-O, MAGA Doobies, MAGA Doobies, Jason Walsh in the house, MB Boyak. They're all scumbags who want to rule over us. You can say that. I wouldn't say that. I think, again, Cuomo's he's following his orders too because he wants to be president because Joe Biden's not going to make it. So on the note of who's going to be the president, this is very interesting. Joe Rogan has made some waves. Just play this quickly. Everybody's saying Joe Rogan said, I'm not voting for Biden. Now that's an audience of 7 million people. Joe Rogan has pull. Joe Rogan has power. Joe Rogan is not atypical. He's an apolitical figure, meaning that he's not left or right. He's not, he's mostly up or down. But you can't, I've heard Joe Rogan be accused of being far right. I've heard Joe Rogan from the right being accused far left. The same for me. I've been called far right, a right-wing conspiracy kook, a far leftist. I'm neither, really. For me, it's just policy, and I think that's what Joe Rogan got to. So let's listen to Joe Rogan. We'll talk.
I want a choice of an actual president that's viable. I don't have one. So then you're going to ask me, well, which of the non-viable people do you like best?
Well, this is the real issue with the Democratic Party. They've essentially made us all morons.
Yeah.
With this Joe Biden thing, they really have. They
you
made us all
imagine?
morons.
Who do we need?
I can't vote for that guy.
I can't vote for him.
I can't vote for him.
I can't vote for Trump.
I'd rather vote for Trump than him.
Wow.
I don't think he could handle anything. You're
right there. I'd rather vote for Trump than Biden. Whoa. That's big on Joe Rogan's. He also is wearing a shirt that has Thai writing on it. That's Thai boxing. Kickboxer. He's a kickboxer, professional kickboxer. So one more time, listen to Joe Rogan.
I can't vote for Trump.
I'd rather vote for Trump than him. I don't think he could handle anything. You're relying entirely on his cabinet. Like, if you want to talk about an individual leader that can communicate, he can't do that. And we don't even know what the fuck he's going to be like after a year in office. The pressure of being the president of the United States is something that no one has ever prepared for.
Right.
The only one who seems to be fine with it is Trump, oddly enough. He doesn't seem to be aging at all or in any sort of decline. Obama, almost immediately started looking older.
Yeah.
George W. almost immediately started looking older.
I think that this is not a change in Trump. Like, Trump, in a weird way, has just always been this performative, like a fake alpha.
Right, and he still plays golf all the time. He hasn't switched up much. I'm sure he switched it up a little bit because of the pandemic, because he's apparently a germaphobe, which is hilarious. That this could be his demise. Isn't that kind of hilarious?
Yeah.
That might
it's
be
a pretty
what does
powerful
him in.
statement. Joe Rogan is saying that Trump, in his view, is one of the most resilient individuals to have taken the office. Meaning that Obama went gray. Remember how gray Obama's hair got? He looked old. He's a young man. He looked old very quickly. Bush, the same thing. It just beats the shit out of you. What a job, right? Clinton, too. Bill Clinton was just fucking a mess by the time he got out of there. Look at him now. He looks like he's 100 years old. And so Joe Rogan makes a good point. Trump, it seems to get better. He's like he's in his element, right? He's like the stand-up comic. He's in his element. And he's going to rise to the occasion. Now, is Trump correct on the policies? No. Trump is a disaster when it comes to economic policy. Trump is handing trillions of dollars off to the corporations. He knows what they're going to do. And he doesn't care. He thinks he's going to, as long as I'm good, that's what Trump is, right? Trump is an opportunist in himself. But that's the system we have right now. And so Joe Rogan, I'm not left or right. I was for Sanders for one reason. Sanders stood for policy. Anybody who stands for policy is going to catch my attention, and Bernie Sanders certainly did. Medicare for all. Now, is that a good idea now that we have the situation we have? Medicare for all, free college tuition at city and state universities, expunge the student debt, decrease the military-industrial complex, military-industrial budget, and fund work programs here at home. Right? All these things that Sanders has been talking about for years and years and years. Policy. Right? Joe Biden just said publicly, I'm going to veto Medicare for all. Even Trump is saying it might be a good idea. Imagine that. If Trump wants to win, if Trump wants to landslide, this thing, move to the left of the Democrats and say, Medicare for all, we can do this. We can do this. This is, bigly. That would be amazing, right? But for Biden to come out publicly and say, I will veto Medicare for all. I will veto Medicare for all. That's not going to win. He's a loser. At least lie. At least say, you're a liar already. Just say, come out and say to the people, we're going to give you something. But the millennials, you're not giving them anything. They're not going to vote for you. Why would they vote for you? And you're telling them right up front that you're getting nothing from me. Just vote for me because I'm not Trump. So Biden is a total loser. Bernie can't fight for himself. Bernie was the messenger. Great. Thank you, Bernie. Have a nice trip. So I want to talk about these assholes for 1 second, and we'll move on to some other stuff. So, Biden's a disaster. So the other day, I was doing some fine reporting out in front of a hospital at Brooklyn Hospital Center here in Brooklyn, New York. And a black man accused me of having white privilege. All right, so watch the exchange one more time. You probably have seen it.
Guys, okay, everybody, yeah.
This guy, the fat fuck to
no
the right,
videotape.
to
No premises.
fat fuck on the right.
I'm walking off your property.
I just want you to hear the racial slur because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to
me? I
him.
don't have time for you. Just don't touch me because then we'll have a serious problem.
The other thing is very interesting. How about you do something better with your life? That's not a slur. There's nothing illegal about it. Look at his hand. Notice the fat fuck's hand in his pocket. Right? That's the mace. Right? That's the pepper spray. Right? These idiots, they instigate you, and they think you're stupid enough to push them, and then they take out a pepper spray and squirt you in the eyes. That's why I have the goggles on. People kept asking, why do you have the goggles on? Because I know the way these fuckers are.
How about I am doing something better? I'm informing the public. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're just being a dickhead. That's what you're doing. You're just being a dickhead.
Get your white privilege out of there. That is a violation. Get your white privilege out of here. And so what's going to happen to this guy? What's going to happen? Should I let him go? Should I let him off the hook? Should I let him out the back door, or should I press him and take his livelihood, right? Or at least make him aware that what he's doing is all kinds of fucked up, right? And it's funny too because he said it. He looked over his shoulder. Watch when he looks over his shoulder.
Informing the public. What are you doing?
As if the camera doesn't matter. He's looking
What are you
around.
doing? You're just being a dickhead. That's what you're doing. You're just being a dickhead. Get your white privilege out of here. Why?
He's looking. Get your white privilege out of here. He's looking to his left, his right to see if anybody's looking, but the camera's on. What an idiot, right? So what's going to happen to this? What's going to happen to this cock smoker? Watch. I'll show you right now. I just want to set this up for a second because there's information on here that I don't want anybody to see, and I'll just set it up, and there it is. So here's a little clip from he's being sued, right? So in New York State Division of Human Rights on approximately Wednesday, April 1st. This will be a good story to follow because we'll see. This has already been submitted at the time of this video. This has already been submitted to the New York State Division of Human Rights. That's the discriminatory board. That's almost at the federal level to check out discriminatory accusations. Now, mind you, if you haven't noticed, I'm a white guy, and that guy's black. And that right there in itself is a problem. But nonetheless, it is discrimination. We all saw it, right? White privilege. Wow, it's such... if the shoe were on the other foot, and I said, get your poor, black, disadvantaged ass out of here. Right? If I said something like that, get your black disadvantage out of here. Could you imagine the flames, the outrage, the racism? That's racism. But when a black guy says it to a white reporter, that's fine. You're supposed to take that. Well, fuck you. I don't take it. So on Wednesday, April 1st, 2020, at approximately 11 a.m. at the main entrance of the Brooklyn Hospital Center, I was discriminated against because of my race. I am white. The entire racial attack was captured via live stream on YouTube. So this is part of the lawsuit. This was sent in already. More than 5,000 people have since viewed the stream. Right? It was captured live on YouTube. I am a reporter covering the COVID-19 pandemic in New York City. While doing my work, I was verbally attacked with a racial slur by one hospital security guard, while a second hospital security guard looked on. Right? That guy didn't do shit. If you watch the video, right? You can watch the video. Both security guards are what? Black. Black. I do not know the names of the two black security guards, but they are easily identifiable in the video. Right? Now, I'm only identifying them as black because they identified me as white. At least one of them did. The other guy's innocent. The other guy allowed it to happen. He allowed it to happen and then didn't intervene. So he's kind of, did he go and make a report about it? Hey, by the way, my partner called that guy, said the guy's got white privilege. Called a white person, made a racial slur on the job. Did he say that? We'll find out. So as I was making my way down the hill from the front entrance of the hospital, one security guard maliciously blurted out, "Get your white privilege out of here." I was deeply offended. This is a violation of human rights. The New York State Human Rights Law, Article 15 of the Executive Law, prohibits discrimination and harassment based on race. Pow! Gotcha! Gotcha! The Civil Rights Act of 1964 as well outlaws discrimination based on race. So, boom, you got him, right? That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. All right, so homeboy here he's going to have some problems, right? So this process is that you file a claim, and then I don't know his names. I don't know their names, but we got their address. We know that they're employees of the hospital, easily identifiable to the good people at the hospital. This is not to blame the hospital. This is just one racist fuck on the job, probably one of these, Muslim fucking, Jew Muslim blacks guys that they hate white people. They think white people are the devil. We're gonna find out. We're going to find out. We're going to come in for you. So they'll get served. The hospital will get served, and then they'll find this fucker, grab him by his ear, and say, "What did you say? What did you do?" Right? And he's going to lie, and the video's already out. See, that's why it's video evidence. Did you say, "Get your white privilege out of here"? Did you tell that guy, yeah, he was probably where he wasn't supposed to be? He didn't know that. So you're walking him down is he resisting? No. He's walking down. You're calling him names. You're telling him, why don't you get a life? Why don't you get a life, motherfucker? You're poking at him, and he pokes back at you, not in a racial way, just he's poking back at you. He's pushing back. And then you blurt out a racial slur. You're fucked. So we'll follow that story, man. So everybody, Mark's Conte reporting. Oh, you motherfucker, right? Are we starting to? Here we go. So I'm going to refresh this. Here we go. Are we buffering? Are we buffering? Are we buffering? And are we back? Hey, Mark's Conte reporting. So, are we buffering? Tell me, you buffering here? Buffering Tobacco Row. What's up, Jeff? Again, once you start talking about something controversial, all of a sudden we're going to crash out. This shit isn't right, man. Something's up. Something is up. So I'm not going to torture myself. If this keeps going, I'm going to shut it down, right? I'm not going to get an ulcer over this. All right. So stand by. Just stay with me for a second. I think we're still good. All right, we're back. All right, we're back. No. And then we crash. We go black, we go red. So I don't know what it is, and but we are back. So I just want to get this stuff out. It's going to be very hard to do. So New York City's latest coronavirus tally shows slowing in deaths, right? In new cases, right? Slowing down in new cases. Right? Slowing down in new cases. Now it's frozen. All right. Is it frozen? Shut her down. I don't know, man. It's very frustrating. If you see what I see a red, kind of a red message thing. A red message, and then in the live stream, if you see over here, it says excellent connection. Excellent connection. So stream is tripping. Yeah. All right, so I'll continue. I'll continue a little bit. We'll see what happens. All right, we're 28 minutes in. So I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about the fact that New York City's latest coronavirus tally shows slow in deaths. Right, a slowdown in deaths. New York City's rise in new coronavirus cases and deaths slowed on Monday compared to the average increase over the past 3 days. I just don't like to report like this. This is really frustrating. It's really frustrating. I'm not going to look at it. So the death rate is going down, but this morning they're chopping down the basketball hoops. They're chopping down the basketball hoops, but everything is supposed to be cool, right? Cases. The city had 3,821 confirmed COVID cases between Sunday and Monday, bringing the total up to 68,000 cases. Again, the numbers are skewed. Why? Because the numbers don't reflect how many people actually have encountered this disease. Right? If you say there's 68,000, that's the number of people that were tested, but it doesn't account for the number of people that have it. So to say that New York City is the epicenter of something that statistically can't be proven is an anomaly. That's my point. And so is it with the drugs, right? You're saying that the death rate is high, but you're not accounting for food-drug interaction. You're not accounting for drug-drug interaction when two drugs are being taken at the same time. You're not accounting for taking someone that can't breathe and intubating them with a tube and then sedating them while they're on that tube, right? So you're not there's a lot of things that are not there's a lot of parts of that are not accounted for, is what I'm trying to say. Right? The stream bit rate is lower than recommended. What the fuck? Is lower than recommended. The bit rate. I don't know what that means. So we're being attacked right now. This is the censorship on YouTube. This is what happens, right? You start to speak truth, and within 20 minutes they're starting to chop you down. This is the new world order, right? So first you keep people apart. You separate them. First you separate people. Are we up? Are we up and running? All right. I guess we're up and running. We're back. I don't know. I'm getting a warning message. I don't know what the hell I'm getting. All right. So welcome to YouTube. I might have to start making just uploading regular videos again for a while until this nonsense stops. This chronic attack. So those numbers are skewed. as I said yesterday before I was rudely interrupted, is that as many as 4,000 seriously ill coronavirus patients in New York are being treated with the anti-malarial drug hydroxychloroquine. Right? And they're experimenting on people just like they did during the AIDS crises, where they're just throwing zithro and all kinds of shit that have significant side effects. Significant side effects, right? What are those side effects? What are the side effects? The potential side effects include everything from fatal heart arrhythmia to vision loss, ear ringing, vomiting, mood changes, skin rashes, and hair loss. All those cool things happen. All of those cool things happen. So, are we fucking totally frozen? Yeah, I know. We're getting attacked. We are under attack. Welcome to the New World Order. Welcome to the New World Order. Welcome to the New World Order, where we censor people by fucking with their stream. So those are the statistics that I wanted to throw out there. You've got a we are under attack. So you've got this medications being thrown at COVID, people dying. Here's an interesting story too. New York City may temporarily bury coronavirus victims on Hart Island. Some coronavirus victims could be temporarily buried in Hart Island, Potter's Field. Now, Hart Island is Potter's Field. Hart Island is a place in New York that is a graveyard. It's an island. It's next to Rikers Island. It's an island, and that's where they bury. It's called Potter's Field. That's where they bury people without money, and they're buried in mass graves. So, the idea that some coronavirus victims will be temporarily buried in Hart Island, Potter's Field, or even public parks in New York City morgues became overwhelmed. Morgues became overwhelmed by the number of dead. Well, you shut down the funerals. You shut down the whole operation. Of course the morgue is going to fill up. It's not necessarily filling up because of coronavirus. It's filling up because you shut down the funeral parlors and you won't let people have a fucking funeral. That's why That's why the funeral parlor. These are statistical anomalies. You can't say that the morgues are overflowing in New York because of coronavirus. They're overflowing in New York because you shut down the apparatus. You shut down the apparatus. So we're serious buffering. Okay, I'm out. Peace out.